In this video, I'm going to tear out this wood paneling, and we're going to do it right now. For those of you who may have forgot, or those just joining me, thank you for stopping by. I wanted to recap what is going on with this bedroom. My house used to be a 2-bedroom, and now I'm going to turn it into a 3-bedroom. This room right here used to have a cased opening that went into the living room, and this has been an office. It was our temporary kitchen. It's been a guest room. We used it for a bunch of things and never really could figure out exactly what we wanted to use it for. And then we finally decided that having a 3rd bedroom would increase the value of the house, and it would be good to just have an extra bedroom to do whatever we wanted with. So far, I have built this wall here. This is all reframed. This is now supporting the load of the ceiling. This is the main bearing wall. It sits directly on top of the main beam in the basement. This used to be open into a hallway, but I closed it down to make a closet for this bedroom and to put a doorway in right here. This was closed off when I did the living room remodel. We have the exterior wall right here. I put a new vinyl window in. Got a lot of baseboard heat that I might reduce. And then this wall on the other side of that is the master bedroom. So just like with all of my remodels, I am going to completely gut this, do all new wiring, all new insulation. I'm going to add some structure to the ceiling. In fact, I wanted to do that first. Go up there and tear off all the attic floorboards and pull out the insulation so that when I rip the ceiling down, I don't have a bunch of dust and mice poop falling on my head. But every time I go up there, it's like 1,000 degrees. So I gotta wait for a cool day to do that, and I figured in the meantime, I can rip off this paneling and see how it goes. If you are wondering how to remove wood paneling, well, it is really easy. It could be glued to the wall, so that might give you a little trouble, but typically it just has a bunch of paneling nails, and I have some molding at the top, and you are likely to have baseboard. Just remove all that stuff before, like that plate cover. But another thing that I like to do is look at the corners. And in the corners, you'll be able to tell which piece was put on first. So it's hard to tell here, but this piece was put on, and then this piece was butted to this. So if I start with this one, it's going to be a little harder of a time to get that out of there. You can definitely do it, but why don't I make my life easier? Over here, you can really tell. So this piece was put on before. You can see the fancy wallpaper behind there. And then this piece was butted to this. So I'm going to start with this wall because it's just going to be easier. Pulling it down, I won't have to fight it in the corner. I'm going to start by taking off all the molding on the top and the baseboard, and over here I'm going to have to do some tricky stuff with the baseboard heat. Let's get to it. Easy. I know, the carpet's gross. Trust me, I know. Won't be there for much longer. At this point, you'd want to take off any plate covers for any outlets, but as you can see, that's part of the problem of this room. There's really no outlets. There was this one. Actually, I think that was it. And I ran a new line right here. That's going to be the start of my run for this entire room. But what we do have is this right here. Trivia time. Anybody know what this is? Let me give you a hint. You gotta know now. Anyways, not needed anymore, so we can take that right out. And I could just cut that line afterwards. It's not even attached to anything anymore. I might get caught up on the ceiling a little bit here. Looks like it was put in after the paneling. Let's see what's behind door number 1. Yeah, I did a little something something here. I can take these out. This was me putting in a TV mount after I did this bedroom. I cut this. Wow, that looks pretty hacky. No glue, so that makes it a little easier. Seems like they did get the nails into studs though, so that's good. A little harder for me though. Just be careful with your fingers on the back side here. Don't go grabbing a nail. Nice. Sealing definitely makes it harder. This one I'm gonna break. Make it easier. Oh, maybe not. Whole thing's gonna come out. So I am replacing at least the cover to this heat, if not the entire thing, because like I said, I might want to shorten it. But right now, I just want to get the paneling out, and I just want to be careful and not cause a leak. That wouldn't be good. Take the covers off. You just kind of pull up on those and then they unclip. Pull up and pull out. And then you should just be able to pull these. Easy peasy. So in order to get the back of this heat out, you can see there's a nail right there, or that's a screw. But if you have nails, which I think most of this is attached with nails, like that one, I'm gonna take a pry bar and go right behind the nail, like this, pry out a little bit. Oop. Very carefully, probably a little less than that. You can see the nail right there. And if I just hit the metal and it's in a stud, you should be able to push the metal back just a little bit in order to get a pry bar behind it. Like that. I want to do that for this entire thing. Gloves. Came out easy. I gotta stop saying the E word. You say easy too much, things become very difficult. Okay, now I think I can pry these tabs down that hold the heat up, kind of as I pull it up. Hopefully I can get it out of here. Let's cut a strip of this carpet out just to make it easier. It's kind of stopping me from tearing this out. Best way to cut carpet is from the back side or with a hooked blade. And neither of those are real options for me right now. Off of that tack strip. Now let's see if I can bend these down as I pull it up. Okay. new plan. So this is just too hard to get out of here. Once I take the paneling off and the drywall, I'll have more room. That'll give me another 3/4 of an inch to push this back and slip it out from behind this. This is just too difficult. I don't want to break anything. So I'll remove the nails and the rest of this, and then I can take this paneling out. Okay, I think that's completely loose. Yep. I'll just cut this carpet out of here. It'll give me more room, more wiggle room. Hopefully that makes it easier. Hopefully that was the hard part that I jinxed myself with. We'll see how this comes out. Try not to pry towards the brand new window. See if I can get under this piece, under the seam. Now the ceiling's holding me up. This is how it goes. Let's take off a couple rows of this ceiling tile. Now this ceiling tile, which was throughout my entire house, is cellulose, not asbestos. I did do a test before I started this room, and these glue dots on the back are often suspect for asbestos, but that is tested and is not. Always a good idea to get stuff tested before you tear apart a room. As you can see, I got drywall up here. That's going to come down too eventually. Just not right now. Okay, so let's try that again. Hopefully, now that the paneling isn't going to hit the ceiling tile, I can bring the top out and then I can wiggle the bottom out. Okay. Nice. Take out this little guy. Hey little fella, how are you? Oh. Corner piece is tricky. So you can only pry it one way. Let's see if I can pull up on it. Yep. Sorry for the noises. Taking down the molding. Classic. Yeah, it's just gonna make my life easier by taking down these tiles. One more wall. One more wall. All right, guys, we'll do one more. Trying to take this one down without smashing my light. Ah! So close. Goodbye, wood paneling. Goodbye, Toyo Ply wood paneling, made in Japan. I tried to find a year for this stuff, but that's the best I could do. November 23rd. So this is what I end up doing on most of my remodels, is stacking up the trash outside until I can get a dumpster. You can only keep a dumpster for 2 weeks, so I stack it here and get the dumpster and throw it in all at once at the end of the job. But look what I found. A year. 1962. November 23rd, 1962. Very cool. I'm not too sure what all of this staining is. These long vertical stains. Maybe they tried to use some kind of adhesive for the paneling, but I'm not sure. I know this is some kind of water staining. That's normal. More staining right here. That just looks like somebody dropped a coffee. So if you look over here, that right there is a sign that something at some point was sinking, like this entire wall. This is a non-load bearing wall, but these floor joists definitely could have sank over time and caused that to happen. So we know the paneling was at least after 1962, and the ceiling was butted to it, so it could have happened at the same time. It was at least after that. This is likely the original ceiling, the original drywall. This wallpaper is obviously before the panels went on, so before 1962. And then, come over here, this wallpaper, so that was just covered up with baseboard at some point. So I think this is the original wallpaper, at least the first layer they did. So quite possibly 1946, if you could imagine this throughout the entire room. And then they covered it up with this blue. So this might sound a little weird, but I love this. I love the look of it. I love the smell of it. There is something that is so familiar to me. I don't know, maybe I'm just a weirdo, but maybe it's because I worked on houses like this for so long and it just feels like home. I am gonna kind of feel bad tearing it out. Not because this is so nice now, but at one time this was brand new, and the people that were here before enjoyed it for decades. And I can only hope that what I do in here, they would have liked, and I hope that after us, whoever lives here enjoys it as well when it comes time to tear this all out and update it to their liking, that they think of the people who lived here before. And I'm really happy that I'm documenting it, and I'm really happy that you guys are here with me. Whew, it's sentimental, huh? Oh. Seriously, guys, I appreciate every single one of you. And if you haven't seen my channel before and you want to see what it's all about, you can click hereish and check out some videos. And if you haven't subscribed yet, definitely consider it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Nice one, Matt.